YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here, back in Total War Warhammer, where I've got a Wood Elf versus Empire match for you. I know you've seen some Wood Elf battles, but the nice thing is about all these Wood Elf battles is you're getting to see the Elves, and you haven't seen them in a while. And the Wood Elf player who's submitting them is giving me a huge variety of battles. So hopefully this brings tons of different factions and a lot of different action for you to enjoy here. The Glade Lady was on foot once again. She gets hit with the net, and then the Empire flying goon squad here lands, and the Elves are going to have to go try and protect their lady, who is getting beaten badly in melee combat, gets terrified. And then the Empire sends in their flagellants. The Azrae Spear and other units are going to push forward, but the Empire goon squad should be able to get back in the air. The Glade Lady, though, gets an Earth Blood, even though she's routing. It's still going to heal her. So pretty clutch there for the Wood Elf player. But look at this, the Reiksguard comes slamming in. They're going to be extremely good versus infantry, unless it's these Azrae Spear. Another net coming in. So the Empire's going to pin everything down. The Glade Lady gets netted, but she gets replenished still. So even though she's routing, she's still alive. So this is buying the Wood Elf player time. These Reiksguard get actually shut down at the moment. There's more Reiksguard and flagellants headed in, though. And, yep, looks like the flagellants back here fighting Wild Riders. And the Wild Riders doing pretty good against the flagellants. The Glade Lady is still routing, and she can't stop routing because she's being attacked. So this is unfortunate for the Elf player. If she can go a second without getting attacked, she may come back from routing. Let's see where the rest of the Empire squad is. The Light Wizard and the Empire Captain and Franz are all down here in this battle. They managed to wrap up the Azrae Spheres, barely saving their Reiksguard. There's a lot of flagellants on the field, and the Glade Lady just continues to be pushed off the battlefield. If a unit of Wild Riders could get to assist her, it'd be super helpful. But at this point, I don't know how the Wild Rider's going to get there. There's some Wildwood Rangers, and they can do okay against Reiksguard if they don't get charged, but they're going to take a nasty charge from this Reiksguard. And then the Glade Guard gets shut down. There's more War Dancers back here fighting some flagellants. And it looks like some Eternal Guard with shields. The Glade Lady actually comes back from routing and uses the Prey of Anathrema here to save herself versus the Empire Captain that was chasing. Here comes the Arrows of Kurnos. Hits the Light Wizard, and the Empire squad is coming right back for the Glade Lady. They're going to lock her down with a net once again. So the Empire Goon Squad, very persistent here, but the Flagellants falling apart for the Empire, though there is still a considerable amount of Reiksguard back here. Pretty decent chunk of Reiksguard, but the Wildwood Rangers got some severe damage done to it. And there's more Elf units regrouped here. The Glade Lady is just miraculously still alive, using the Potion of Toughness here. This is incredible to see how long she's lived. She has no reinforcements, though. But being on foot, it makes it a little harder for her opponent's charges to land on her, and now we've got some reinforcements coming. So the Azrae Spear and the Wildwood Rangers pushing the Empire squad back. This is incredible how long she has lived. See how their charges occasionally miss her there? That one finally hit, but then that also brings the Empire units down to where they can potentially be attacked. And the Wildwood Rangers, or the Wild Riders, just running all over the Flagellants, and if these Wildwood Rangers here can get into the back of this fight, it'll be very clutch. And Karl Franz actually is pinned down at the moment. He's trying to get loose. Or it's Boris, my bad, Boris. Flagellants back here are going to get defeated. And the Net of Amantok used to pin down all the Elf units so that Boris can get loose. So it's a nice move there by the Empire, using those nets to hold them still so that their flying squad can get moving. And then here comes the Reiksguard. If the Reiksguard can act as an anvil, it's possible the flying squad might be able to wing around here and cause some terror. Wildwood Rangers won't rout due to terror, but they could rout if their leadership gets low enough, obviously. Prey of Anathrema is going to hold the Empire Captain still. And the Glade Lady has just been unbelievably survivable. Look at that, dodged another charge. Look at the way that the Empire squad just continues to try and throttle her, and they may have finally gotten her. They did rout her here, but there's more reinforcements coming. The Light Wizard's routing. The Flagellants are falling apart. There's still an Empire Captain in quite good health, and Boris is in decent condition, but the Glade Lady lives still, and she's going to get back here and potentially be able to start skirmishing again. She does. Empire Captain immediately locking onto her. They have relentlessly attacked the Glady, and I'm just still blown away by how survivable she has been in this battle. Here comes Boris, looking to finally finish her, and I think that it'll be the case. She's out of healing, only 1 hit point. Net of Amantok again onto the Elves, so this has been a brutal back and forth fight. It does look to be in favor of the Wood Elves, though. But the Empire player, well played here. It was an interesting fight. It's kind of a clever Wood Elf army when you think about it. It's got a nice combination of stuff. The Wildwood Rangers and Eternal Guard and the Azrai, like lots of anti-armor, lots of anti-large, and it ends up being a Pyrrhic victory for the Wood Elves. This was actually another one submitted by Xiphos, and he was playing up against none other than Ninja Hund, who's a great player. He's a good player, so that was a quality victory for Xiphos here. Ninja Hund is good. He's played the game a lot. Now, I like this army from him as an interesting choice. And I think against certain Wood Elf armies that this would have been an excellent choice, actually. You think about it, like if someone had picked the Dragon army, which is pretty typical for the Elves, right? They'll go on a Forest Dragon. It would have gotten wrecked by all this flying stuff. Then the Flagellants would have done a good job at tying down lots of Eternal Guard, while the Reichsguard and their heavy armor smashed through any other squishy targets they could get to. So not a bad choice of army by Ninja Hund, but this army over here maybe wasn't exactly what he was expecting. And it ends up being a nice pick and gets some work done. So great game to both players, and it's cool to see both these players in the same game. Xiphos has sent me quite a few replays recently. And you me, Eric, what is this, his channel now? No, he just sent me a lot of great replays, and I want to show them. I don't have a ton of time to play battles this week because I'm going to be traveling, and when he sent me this great variety of replays, and people had been requesting to see the Elves, plus there was like all the other factions in the replays, it's like, this is perfect. They get to see all these different factions and some great gameplay, so it should work out good for everybody. Sure appreciate you all joining me today. If you want to see more, make sure to click my logo down in the bottom right hand where you can subscribe to my videos to be notified whenever there's new ones. We're bringing you content daily. I love making this stuff for you. I appreciate you. Thanks to MSI for sponsoring this build that I'm recording on, and I will see you all soon with more Total War Warhammer.